So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, my Gen Z, as I said, I'm Professor Dr. Kimathi from Kenya, and I teach political science, in government, because I have a degree in governmental studies and ethics. I'm teaching political science, that is the philosophy of politics. I teach government, what kind of government should we have in Kenya, and I teach ethics. And I say ethics is as defined in the Holy Quran, when it says that God is teaching you good behavior. Without people fearing God is my stand. You will never have somebody who will come to power and say you like those person, you like those people. I'm talking about the kind of politics. I'm talking against the kind of politics that is being run in Kenya, where people are unconstitutionally criticizing the president of Kenya when he is a product of democracy. Instead of them criticizing democracy as a democracy, they're very, they criticize the person. That is what is called ad hominem, where you are criticizing the person instead of the things that are making that person behave the way they are behaving. You put somebody's hand into fire, and when he starts crying, you start criticizing his crying instead of criticizing those people who have put his hand in the fire. In my last video, and I have numbered my videos so that I will be referring to them, I talked about my washing my hands of the blood of Gachagua, who is a fallen angel, I call him. He fell because he was a second person. He was the deputy president of Ruto of Kenya. And somehow Ruto discovered what I knew all along, and I'll talk about him. I'll talk about it. He failed to kill Ruto. I had gone very far to do the research on that rumors. I took that evidence to government people. I myself, with evidence, which I'll bring it to you. So that this man, Gachagua, I'm washing off his blood. Why? Because he has been forgiven. The Quran says, and I'll be coming into details of the Quran, that if you do somebody what they had planned to do to you, you have no sin, my friend. If somebody was trying to steal from you and you get hold of him and steal whatever he has, you have no sin according to the Holy Quran. And that's why I teach the two books, the Bible and the Quran. If I knew that Gachagua was planning to kill President Ruto so that he took power, and I kept quiet without telling, and I'll start naming the DC that I told, because I still call them DCs. I told them, and I gave them the evidence, because I don't talk without giving evidence. Then, if this man would have died, then those who killed him would have blood in their hands. But if he had planned to kill Ruto, and that will be the subject of my next video. The evidence. And that is what Oscar Sudi is talking about in his two videos I have watched. Telling Gachagua the same words I had told Gachagua in my first videos. Next time I'll tell you the name of that video. And that is why I have named my videos. Because whatever I say, you'll see it happening. And now I'm saying, if you look, because politics, political science, politics is a science in that you observe. And you cannot observe when you are a blind person. If you look at what Oscar Sudi is telling Gachagua on the YouTube, and remember, and that's why I teach both the books, the Bible and the Quran as reference, that Jesus said that what fills the heart comes out of the mouth. And here Sudi is calling, and that is on YouTube, he is calling Gachagua wa Munyoro. I don't know where they got that. I don't know I don't know where that name came from, wa Munyoro. Because that is what Sudi is calling Gachagua. And he has given him warning. Let me tell you, my friend Gachagua, there are dogs that bark, but there are dogs that bite. There is a dog that is not biting, it's only making noise. But there is that dog which does not bark, but it bites. You do not know this thing. I'm going by the word of God. And that is why I'm teaching both the books. Because before they pour your blood, I have shown you, I have brought in my video, the evidence of how you had tried to kill Ruto. And I tried to get a Ruto to tell him this thing. But I thought, if I did that, they would think that I'm going for a price. I don't go for those small prices. So I had to use the administrative way. As I speak, I'll come with a paper, my ID, original ID, having been taken by the police because they were saying that I was cheating. Even today, and I have the paper that was written that they have taken my ID because I had taken that report to the police. I like doing things the official way. Now I don't know where this wa Munyoro name of Gachagua, Oscar Sudi got from. I don't know. But I could read from his face. And remembering what he had said, telling Ruto, kill somebody so that people should fear you. Because indeed, people are not fearing the president. He is my president. Whether good or bad. There are people who have given birth to children who have autism. They don't throw them into the fire. They still treat them properly. I am angered that my own president should be shown disrespect when he actually garnered the majority of votes. Let me put in quotes. Because at that particular time, I was asking the people in the matatus and the buses as I went through, I myself, asking them, will you not go by your spokesman, Uhuru Kenyatta, that you vote for Raila? Most of the time, I was thrown out of the bus. And I said, amen. When he comes to power, and you see his little self, because he's not educated in politics, Baba. The guy was not educated in politics like I've been done. The guy was not educated in a real theology, in the teachings of God, although he was the chairman of Nairobi University's Christian Council. Well, that's why we got Ruto. We actually took Ruto from university. And what surprised us is that he did not come accompanied by college friends. The guys who accompanied him were kissing men. And that surprised us. A leader is chosen by the elders. Moi chose Ruto. Kibaki also chose Ruto the second time. Because this guy, Uhuru Kenyatta, being a drunk as he was, he could not run the country. And so we recommended Ruto the second time. And he is the one who was actually running the Kenyatta government. Do not forget. You are talking about Donald Trump going back to the presidency a second time. You are wrong. It was Ruto. Because when Uhuru was taken to The Hague, he actually signed all the papers, all the power. He gave it to Ruto. That time, Ruto was the president of the Republic of Kenya, de facto president. So this second time, this is the second time, again, he's the president. Just like Donald Trump was the president, and he came back to the president. We Kenyans are the first one to do that. So there is something which is boiling in Kenya that will actually destroy America. You do not understand this. I'm saying this because God does not do a thing unless he has told his servant, a prophet, what he is planning to do. You read that in Amos chapter 3, verse 7. And the same thing is repeated in the Quran, that there is nothing that will happen on earth. No, not unless God has said it, and even have it written somewhere before it happens. That's why I teach the two books. Now here I'm saying that the Bible, in the book of Leviticus, which I read that last time, Leviticus chapter 5, it says that it is a sin to know or to hear a bad report and keep that report to yourself. I would be sinning if I should have heard what Oscar Sudi has said twice. First, he told Ruto, and you can see it in YouTube, Ruto, kill somebody so that people should fear you. And then now he's telling Gachagua, stay at home. Gachagua, in one of my videos, even before you were impeached, before I had told you the same thing, stay at home. And that was my first video. I never used to teach before. I used to be camouflaged before. But now I cannot remain camouflaged. When my Gen Z are dying left and right because of their foolishness, they are being killed by their ignorance, not knowing that democracy is actually a democracy, and thinking that they have not been, they will not, whoever even of the Gen Z will not be cozened. I talked about being cozened into doing politics. Giving an example of Maduro and comparing that hypocrisy with what was happening in Palestine those days. They were killing Palestinians, actually children, actually women and children. Today 70% were the ones killed. And America did not condemn it, but he would condemn those who are not doing democracy according to themselves. Actually offering a price of 25 million to get hold of Maduro and take it to them so that they can kill him the way they killed Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and many others. What I'm challenging is this democracy, that it is actually a democracy. Because of the dates, and I introduced the word leitmotif. And I told you, leitmotif is something which is occurring, something always happening. We are having deaths now left and right over politics. Gen Z being killed that they are demonstrating. All right, here's the point. That I'm teaching soberness in Kenya with a view of being a president myself by proxy. When I say by proxy, I'm talking about having a Gen Z who will follow what I'm teaching, and he sets up a government which is unique in the whole of this earth. So we are talking about Gachagua being somebody bringing on the people of Mount Kenya together and therefore bring a tribalist. And here I'm not even talking about Kenya alone, nor am I talking about Africa. I am talking about the whole world, the kind of government that will replace democracy. Something which was told in the Bible through the book by the prophet Daniel. Therefore it is God doing it. What I'm saying is this, that it's okay to criticize. In fact, that is what we teach at university, critical thinking. Critical thinking comes from the word criticize. But then there is a way when we are teaching about criticizing. We are talking about criticizing in a civilized manner, not going to abusing other Kenyans. These Kenyans are my people. I'm Kenyan. Therefore, every Kenyan is my people, and especially the Gen Z. So I want people to be respected, even when they are being criticized. You criticize somebody the way we teach without inherently criticizing or judging them. Don't arouse animal feelings hidden inside some type of people by criticizing or judging them. Because we are talking of a long-term relationship here in Kenya. We are not talking about somebody going and running away from Kenya to live in Tanzania, or to go to Ethiopia or Somalia or Uganda or Kwagame land, as I call Rwanda. We are talking of Kenyans sitting down like people who are civilized, not monkeys. And therefore we say, it's okay to criticize. In fact, we teach critical thinking in political science. However, there is a way of leveraging a compromise.